Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is filmed on Saturday, February 21st. It's almost 12 a.m., but nevertheless, let's do a quick card pull for this, coming week. So be mindful, retrograde is starting this week, so you may be going through some pre-retrograde energies. Don't be hard on yourself. Learn to rest, not to give up, or to, it's not the end of it. It's just a bad day does not mean a bad life. Seven of Cups. So it's just like, this is what this whole, I was going to say Lionsgate portal. They keep bringing up the Lionsgate portal of this year. I'm not sure why, but this fiery horse, they did say that the year of the goat, which is generally around Leo energy, but 1979 is going to be very prosperous for a lot of you. You're going to sit there and it's kind of like here where it's just like, gaining your wings. This could be like your moral compass. They did talk about usually it's Victor wearing the wreath. This is usually a crown. Your partnership, a lot of us are having a partner come in this year. Your home, your dream home, peace. We keep talking about bringing your peace, your passion, your desires, what you're trying to bring in here. That looks like two rings there, like marriage. Love with the rose. Could be many things, but it's like, nevertheless, this is the year to invoke those things in. We're pulling from the Gilded Tarot. You probably saw that when I was doing this, but I wasn't going to pull this card because it was at the bottom of the deck, but it kind of makes sense because I feel like this is kind of shadow energy, doing shadow work. Seven of Swords. So be mindful of just because messages are coming in or energies are coming in, it's like, what is actual your feelings and what belongs to you and what is trying to manipulate you. I feel like it's manipulation. People around you may be trying to manipulate you, being dishonest, hiding information from you. But some people purposely try to manipulate you so you feel the way that they feel. So be mindful of the numbers, 7 and 7, 77, numbers. That 7 is the number of enlightenment. So trusting in yourself. And then it's like, I was literally talking to my girlfriend about this. We are in the waxing crescent heading into the full moon. So if you remember Friday's timeless reading, I said, I would literally just message her. I said, like, with the wolves, and it's like cutting out boundaries. It's like 22 right now, like literally with the time and date. To the 222 portal that's happening today. So if you haven't been able to do candle magic, definitely try to put some manifestations out there. Try to meditate, try to go for a walk, ground your energy before retrograde comes in. But the two pillars here, try to bring in that balance again. Some things try to knock us off balance because we're doing so well, but then it's like shadow work we have to work on. So kind of revolving around the home. Doesn't this look like Candyman from the Stephen, or no, maybe not Stephen King movie, but Four of Pentacles, things that we're keeping close to our chest. I can't speak. Things that we're keeping close to our chest in a fear of losing them. So this could be things revolving around the home. Trust issues is one thing that they're bringing up about, but it's just like, future tripping. I've been doing that a lot lately, and it's just like, what? It's just like Spirit said, it's just like I have to learn how to build that relationship when it comes to like finances and trust and everything like that, because it's just like, where we were almost 9 years ago to where we are now, I never could have imagined, not in a million bazillion years. And I'm incredibly grateful that I didn't go down a slippery slope or choose, medication and stuff like that. I chose my children, and I was able to keep level-headed because, you know what I mean? Biggest fear a lot of parents have is that they leave this world and they know that people are not going to treat their kids the way that they do. You know what I mean? It's just, you cater to your kids because that's who you are. That's who your heart is. So it's like, you don't have to fear this. This doesn't belong to you, this fear. You know what I mean? It's just like, we're just started this new era. Let's not start it off on the wrong foot. But it's like, don't negate your feelings. Feel your feelings. Go for a walk. Try to transmute that energy and turn it into something positive. I feel like Spirit is highlighting you as a nurturer. So the Empress energy here, and it's like pulling into, it could also be pouring equally into all of your cups, like with the 7 of Cups, like the dreams and manifestation. You can have more than one dream. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like a lot of the times when we're going through hardships in life, so kitten may be significant in your life. A cat, maybe this could be calling of a cat. Hair, Year of the rabbit. So, and monarch butterflies. So that reminds me of my dad. Frogs. I have the frog rings. So there's going to be certain things here, but look how, I don't know if I can read on the phone, but there is the light of this particular cup. And I feel like it's just like you can't fill other people's cups if you're dragging yourself. Sunflowers, so they're coming as spring. What do we got? 23 days now? I'm in North America, so it'll be a little bit different. We have a huge snowstorm coming on Monday. But I feel like it's like the coming of spring. I'm excited for Easter this year, and unfortunately my father passed away during the Easter weekend, so that's not really something I'm usually looking forward to, but he's always tried to be like, you know, you have your kids, you know what I mean? They transmuted that energy and turned into something beautiful. So it's just like, you know, not every year is going to be like that, but when it is like that, it's like, you know, taking full advantage of that. I thought this was the Empress, to be honest. So we have Temperance, and I believe that's Mars. Oh, I wish I could go into my phone and see what that is, because we've been having a lot of planets in the air right now. Neptune, and I believe it was Jupiter. 0 degree with Aries. And that's like I invoke. That's what I was trying to see what Mars was all about. But Temperance is balancing our emotions, especially when we're feeling like, you know, the Spirit is like, don't forget who you are. You fill other people's cups. Like, you know, this is the time of year where people do their tax time, so they're making charitable donations. But, you know, it's like, don't let this deceitful energy overtake you. This is just deceit. Look at the fox. It's kind of being sneaky. I like foxes, but you know, they're known as tricksters and sneaking. You know, the 7 of Swords is also known about deceit. But it's just like, you know, maybe your head's all over the place. Like, what am I going to do in this time? Like, you know, this is, you know, don't get too much in your head about like, oh, this is going to carve out for 2042. As long as you're putting energy in a forward motion, you're going to be fine. It is showing going into your divine masculine, because we're emotional right now. So it's going into the divine masculine. Again, with Aries, it is about the 1111, the 4 pillars of the home. You know, going back to like that fear of the home. And it's like, you stand on a strong pillar. You need to invoke your masculine energy right now. And get into, like, you know, they're showing like the circle energy here. So, you know, the world, everything is wrapping up, heading into retrograde. So it's like, even if you start something now, go ahead and start it. But it's just like, just be mindful. You know, things are never going to be perfect the first time you do it. I'm like sitting there and, you know, God bless with YouTube that I'm posted so many videos that I have to make like, you know, 1, 2, 3, whatever. But it's just like seeing the videos that I posted back when I started in 2018 to now. It's like totally night and day. So you got to be kind to yourself. So 808 was just on the timer. And it's just like, you know, be kind to yourself. You know what I mean? Like look, there's like building a bridge, because you're in one sector and you're going to the next era. Like, you know, you've sat there and did all the shadow work, and now you're going, this is kind of like the 5 of Cups energy. If you look at the traditional meaning, the crimson red of the robe, Aries, fire energy, and it's like invoking that fire in you, especially drying up the emotions. But feel your emotions, going back to Temperance. We got to find that balance. Find that balance and bring that balance back into our life. Getting the 10 of Cups a lot lately. So bees, we got butterflies here, you know, very spring. You know, maybe you are the type of people that sit outside your house and take in nature. See, I almost said umbrellas for some stupid reason. Rainbows. And it's like unconditional love, right? And it's just like, be in that energy. Again, with the kittens again. But it's just like, you know, that's what everything is leading towards. It's just, you know, sometimes we overlook because you are a hard working individual. We work hard, we play hard, and it's like, you know, don't forget, you know what I mean? If you look at the past 9 years, where you've come from till now, the last year, 2 years, 3 years, how long this ever has been, you know what I mean? It's like, bring more in those things that sit there and bring you joy every day. You know what I mean? Is that going for a walk? Is that, you know, taking a nap? Simple little pleasures. Literally, I just did my nails. It's like Easter is not for how long? And it's like I did Easter themed nails. It's just like, because I know I play hard. These won't last, you know? And it's like, oh, that's okay. I could redo them. Hopefully my nails don't break so short that I can redo them again. But even if they do break, it's just like, I took a picture of them and it's just like, remember when my nails actually look nice for like, 5 seconds. You know what I mean? But like little pleasures, little things that you could do for yourself that make you happy. And it's like, don't forget that. It's hard to see the light sometimes when we are in our head in our own shit. And it's just like, don't forget, like, in those brief moments that this will not last forever. You will overcome this. So we'll end it on this beautiful card. May the universe bless you good. Try to keep everything lighthearted, especially during retrograde. Keep it easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Be kind to yourself. Just because the new era has started doesn't mean you have to have it all figured out. That is the biggest problem that we have. We think we have to have it all figured out. We have to have all our ducks in a row and everything has to be going the way that we dream it. And it's just like, maybe it's just teaching us, at least you're trying. Something you're trying to do, even if it isn't a complete success the first time. Keep going. You never know what's around the corner. It's like you don't know what the future has to hold. Don't future trip. I'm just, the pot calling the kettle black. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. But, it is so easy to go down that path. It's so easy to listen to those shadow thoughts, where it tells you something and it's like, it's not true. I always tell my kids, tell them to shut the F up. That's not true. It's not true. You know what I mean? They try to do that to shake you off your path. They don't want you to succeed. If things aren't looking the way that you thought they would at this time of your life, that's okay. Just be kind to yourself. You have no idea like I said, what's coming up. So just be kind to yourself. There's a reason why this is happening. Sometimes it's a detour to help you stay away from something else. Maybe right now is not the time because something's coming up that we can't see yet. To practice some self-love. All that love that you freely give to everybody else, you got to sit there and give it to yourself. You got to remember your energy. You sit there and pour into everyone else's cup, you got to pour into your own. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next quick card pull.